Well, I'm a little late, but this is my first opportunity to say Happy New Year's to all of you. New Year's Day is behind us, and there is a growing sense of returning to normalcy, although so far 2022 is looking a lot like 2021, which didn't feel all that normal. But nonetheless, the Christmas leftovers are finished. House guests have made their ways back home. Perhaps even the tree is on the boulevard. With Christmas having fallen on a Saturday, today the church celebrates a rare occasion in the liturgical year, the second Sunday after Christmas. And our lectionary has us turn to the Gospel of John, to John's birth narrative. The story from John might seem like old news, something we're very familiar with. But it remains good news. And I contend that it is made fresh each and every day. The evangelist writes, "The true light, which enlightens everyone, was coming into the world." Everyone. Everyone in our time and for all generations before us and those generations to follow. The true light has come to enlighten them all. All things came into being through him, and without him not one thing came into being. You see, you and I and the wood of this pulpit and the lights on this tree, we all spill forth from the divine. We cannot live outside of the divine life. John records to all who receive him, who receive the Christ child, who believe in his name, he gave power to become children of God. You and I, by God's grace, can know this. We can feel it in the core of our being. We rejoice in it because Jesus came into the world and shows us that the divine can dwell in human flesh. Flesh that is vulnerable, like the small Christ child learning to walk and skinning his knee when he got ahead of himself. Flesh that can fail us as he stumbles under the weight of the cross. Flesh that needs rest as he falls asleep in the bow of the boat during the midst of a storm. And flesh that can be invigorated, as he undoubtedly was as he fed the crowds. Children of God, who were born not of blood or of the will of the flesh or of the will of man, but of God. This second Sunday after Christmas affords us the opportunity to rejoice in the coming of God in the flesh, chiefly and most purely in the person of Jesus Christ, but also in us, in you and I. John puts it this way: from Jesus Christ's fullness, we have all received grace upon grace. So that from and through the only Son of God, we are showered with unmerited gift upon unmerited gift. The Christmas present of the divine life in human flesh is poured out upon us each day, each moment of our life. There is always a new present under that tree for us to embrace, to open with enthusiasm. It is a gift from God to you. What has come into being in him was life, and the life was the light of all people. As 2022 begins to unfold before us, may we remember often, may we live into the truth we reflect upon on this second Sunday of Christmas, that God has come into the world and takes up a dwelling place in human flesh, our flesh, the flesh of our neighbors, yes, even the flesh of our enemies. And rest assured, the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not and never will overcome the light. So may we in 2022 grow ever more sensitive to the light of God shining in and around us. Thanks be to God. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.